I do feel like a crazed scientist because not everything is gonna work according to plan. The pixels, they don't seem to like one particular thing is being organized. Alright? They're not organized. What you see here is darkness. Yeah, it's cool. Motion, yeah, it creates the darkness because the pixels cannot be retained. If I look behind the tree, I will see new pixels. But some retention happens, and I appreciate it. Maybe it's useful. It's technically useful to go higher resolution. This is higher resolution. And if I move, there's some retention that happens. Quite a lot of it, actually. So what is this darkness, actually? How is it, like, representing retention, by the way? Well, if you go towards the screen, the pixels try to spread themselves out. Alright? And that creates problems. And here's how my engine is solving the problem in the slow motion. When the pixel tries to go here, it technically disappears, it creates empty space. So my engine is like, I have to fill that up. And then it's like, but where did you go? You replaced that pixel too. Now there's darkness over here. So I filled that darkness. And the darkness just happens to move, basically. This is happening because I can't store pixels easily. I can do it when I have lists in the compute shaders, but I don't fucking have that shit. Lists have helped me break the world record of sorting algorithm. List is a fucking magical thing, by all means. It's very good at storing things and organizing things, and then I scan the whole system to eliminate things that are not useful anymore. Very cool. Lists are just like a superpower that forgot to be trained within people as well. Like, people are using polygons and arrays, and they will be using my fist because, holy shit, there's only one cure to stupidity, is violence. Fucking violence, bro. Anyways, people use Generation 1. Generation 1 has a problem. What the problem is, you place one rock here. You define rock as 5. But what if rock wants to be here? Then this is 5 and 5? How the... What? Right, like, all of a sudden, this no longer makes sense. Like, you can define a mesh as 5, you can define a position, but now it's in a superposition of 2 places. All of a sudden, rock don't look good anymore. It don't look good. Also, you cannot have 2 rocks at the same time. Now, you can have a combination of ray tracing, world of ray tracing, and then you can have polygons that get sent to your screen. Beautiful, right? Ray tracing is super cool. Like, you have bouncing rays, you have light rays, you have physics rays. Like, all this cool shit is possible with ray tracing. Why the fuck are we using polygons, by the way? But the grid is not... It creates this, like, animation problem. Everyone knows that this is, like, possible and it's pretty cool. If you can master it, good for you. If you can mesh and solve this problem, basically, and have actors inside your grid, basically, functioning, congratulations. I thought of a solution. What I have is a rendering engine that can have rotating and scaling objects, and it's all fucking crazy. It's crazy. Everything is a fucking particle, bro. Wow. And I thought I was gonna just go even deeper into it. But this is supposed to represent a pixel, and a pixel is 2/3 of the size of the object. Of all the objects I use, this is 2/3 the size. And the complexity level is also pretty crazy. So, it's not useful. Pixels just not used. Just use objects then. Put more objects on the screen. Use objects as pixels. Fuck it, I don't care. But the way it seems like I can't do this. I'm not gonna get benefits from this. And there's interference. Maybe if I had lists, it would be a different story, because it would at least be easy to organize the stuff. And again, retention seems nice. Dome seems nice, like an idea. Having a dome is like having a bunch of pictures on a wall. You take a picture, you put it on a wall. Just in a computer speed. Take a picture of outside world and put it on a wall, and it's like a window, right? You basically see everything, but it's kind of still image at the same time. Pretty nice. I can do that with ray tracing, funny enough. I can summon a chunk temporarily, take a picture of it, and here you go. I will always see what the chunk looks like. Of course it cannot be animated. No one can fucking do that, by the way. No one can animate a chunk fucking millions of blocks away. But you can place a nice looking mountain that you might want to climb in the distance, right? That's pretty nice. I have another LOD working for me, and it's a LOD 2, because LOD 1 is just a regular fucking block. But I can turn block into a pixel, and I put 5 by 5 pixels together, and it's like an object. It's like a mesh that seems to work pretty fine. Doesn't fucking lag too much. And you can see it looks like this. It looks like a fucking ball, because it works exactly like a ball. It kind of turns into a 3D ball when I use this pixel thing. Because some of the ball stuff disappears. It turns into darkness for a little bit. This kind of looks cool. But whatever. I am interested in, like, what is this retention thing? Some pixels still survive. Rotation and movement. They do survive, and they're supposed to be useful, like that. To optimize, right? Sounds pretty useful, maybe. Maybe if I'm really desperate, because I have so many other optimization options just waiting for me. This is not it. Yeah, that's it basically. We failed. Generation 3, we didn't escape problems. We just created more problems. That's the idea, right? If I want to go to Generation 3, it has to solve so many problems almost for free. For me, Generation 1 just was like so disgusting, because I kind of want a particle system. I want everything to work in one space. You know? I don't want two different pipelines. You don't understand how straining this actually is. Because I have to have my compute shader working for me, for the objects, and the actors have to be made out of polygons, and I have to mesh them together, even though I have no fucking idea what I would be doing. You know? This pipeline, I wouldn't even know how to do. But with Generation 2, combining these two things together, I know exactly what's happening on the screen. And I love it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Support my journey by fucking hating all my fucking YouTube videos that I upload. And sure. Also, there's one idea that I found in the search of ideas, right? There's just one that's floating around. You should array, right? And you search for, what did you just hit with your array? And technically you check of, like, what is the closest thing. Alright, that one is the closest thing. This could also be possible. This is just an idea that floats around that could potentially unlock Generation 3. And this uses pixels pretty much. These objects are not very big. But, you know, you can put anything into a sphere, so I don't care. You enter a sphere with array, you can ray trace whatever you want. But this is nice. So you find the nearest object this way, somehow, by checking every single object, right? Like, it's kind of weird. But they can be anywhere inside a particular grid that you still also have to enter. Like, it's weird stuff like this. But it makes sense. These objects could... like, you have the array like this. and then you check what is the close enough points. First of all, they have to be close enough. And then you figure out, like, technically that's what I'm doing with Generation 2. It's not that much different. I organize them in a very slick way like this. So I don't know if this is a new idea. We need like really, really powerful ideas if we want to unlock Generation 3. There's potential that we can just escape all the hard work. We don't have to do anything. Everything just works off the box. Just like AI, right? That's probably the craziest example. AI can do better rendering than anyone else have ever done. Okay? Not only can render things, but it can render things out of a prompt of your imaginary creatures and attach faces and summon insanity and just make them animated. And it's like, what the fuck is happening, bro? AI, please stop. Please, I'm trying to concentrate here. Stop. So I'm like, I want to escape in Generation 3, obviously, because it's a race against AI even. Like, I have to make something super duper spectacular. Expialidocious, you know? See you guys next time. It's over. I've said all the things. Thanks for watching.